I think the WNBA, this is just my view, bro, they've established something and they built something, right? They got something of not just interest, but influence, politics in there. You gotta have talent too, bro. Mm-hmm. It's a new wave that is here. Caitlin Clark gonna be a lot more smarter. She's gonna have a lot more to say. She's gonna have a lot more to, you feel what I'm saying?
When Caitlin Clark first took the WNBA court, she wasn't the dominant force we see today. Like many rookies, she struggled to adjust to the pro game's speed, physicality, and pressure. Indeed, Clark had moments of brilliance, but consistency was a problem. Kevin Garnett just dropped a bombshell about Caitlin Clark. The NBA legend's words are sending shockwaves through the WNBA. What did KG say that has everyone talking, and why is it putting the entire league on high alert? Some supporters began to question whether the excitement was genuine, but during the Olympic break, Clark had a secret weapon.
What the one thing we gotta talk about? We gotta talk about the pace of the game. Dallas gonna have to make the pace of the game quicker because they're not scoring enough. In the summer, if you know what I'm saying, go back to where you at respectfully, have camps, have whole bunch of program where you establish, bro. That's the move. And that's gonna leave a lot of people out of it. And that's where we at. That's what I got to say, yo. Respect. Real shit.
For starters, what exactly was Clark doing during this break film study? While most players saw it as a chance to rest, Clark saw an opportunity and didn't just take a break. Instead, she put her preparation into high gear. You might think a rookie would use that time to unwind, perhaps catch up on some Netflix, but Clark was in full beast mode. Watching game footage for hours on end, examining defenses, and researching player tendencies, however, that wasn't all. Clark worked hard in the weight room because she knew she needed to get stronger to compete with the seasoned pros. She also practiced her shot, handles, and footwork constantly on the court. As a result, when she returned to play, she was a completely different player. Her development was accelerated by an entire year, and the Phoenix Mercury were about to discover how much she had improved. In that game against the Mercury, Clark didn't just play well, she dominated. We're talking 29 points, 10 assists, and 5 rebounds. However, even though those numbers are impressive, they don't tell the whole story. Clark's confidence was what really stood out. She wasn't playing like a rookie anymore. Instead, she was playing like she owned the court, making every move and decision with a swagger that said, "I belong here and I'm here to win." The Mercury's defense had no answer for Clark, who was analyzing their strategies, taking advantage of mismatches, and creating shots for herself and her teammates. It wasn't just that she was scoring, it was also how she was scoring clutch threes, acrobatic layups, and precise passes. Clark had it all on display, but perhaps the most impressive aspect of her performance was her poise under pressure. With the score close late in the game, Clark didn't back down. Instead, she made big plays when her team needed them most, which isn't something you often see from a rookie. This wasn't just a good game for a rookie, it was a statement to the entire WNBA that she had arrived and was here to stay. At that point, the league was officially on notice, and that's when Kevin Garnett, one of the all-time greats, took notice. Garnett isn't the type of person who throws around praise lightly. When he speaks, people pay attention, and what he had to say about Clark was the kind of insight that could alter the way we view rookie development in the WNBA. Garnett termed Clark's Olympic setback a blessing in disguise, pointing out something that many had missed.
Is this the first time we watching college basketball where I know more girls than guys? Name five guys in college right now, Pete. I know Caitlin, I know, you feel me?
I know the girls.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dawn Staley too, man. The Gamecocks second year
South
in a
Carolina.
row, going fucking undefeated. She can go right to any hood right now and get a bucket. That's what I'm saying.
If you gave her 30 minutes in the NBA game, can she get a bucket? I think so. I think she can get 10.
Clark had an unexpected respite, and she made the most of it, whereas other rookies were thrust headfirst into a full WNBA season. According to KG's theory, Clark was able to make an off-season adjustment during this break that most rookies don't receive. It's as though she had a mini off-season in the middle of her rookie year, and the outcomes speak for themselves. When Kevin Garnett talks, the basketball world pays attention, and what he said about Caitlin Clark has everyone talking.
Just shorty. Caitlin Clark go through shit. I'm watching all, man, rookies, you're gonna go through some shit. And guess what? When you're it, when you got the bullseye on your back, when you it, it's gonna come with some shit. Bro, all this is gamemanship, all this go with the game, all this P, you know exactly what I'm saying. Bro, you have to come in here, bro, in the drill, all here, ready on the drill. You hear me? It's a sign of respect when niggas start doing this bullshit too. When they start nipping you and okay, I'm on here.
KG isn't just any former player. He's a legend, a champion, and one of the most respected voices in the game. So when he drops a bombshell about a rookie, you know it's big. I'm watching Shorty. Clark returned stronger, smarter, and more prepared for the challenges of pro basketball. I'm watching all-man rookies, Caitlin Clark, and you're going to go through some. And guess what? When you get in, when you have the bulls out the back, you're going to come with some bro. This whole thing is a gaming ship, and you know exactly what I mean, bro. You're going to have to come in here, bro, in the drill. Oh, you're ready, hear me. Garnett noticed something in Clark's game that most people overlook. It's the kind of insight that distinguishes great players from legends. It's a sign of respect when they begin to do this as well when they begin to nip you. He didn't just see her stats or her highlight reel. KG looked deeper into the very core of Clark's game. So what did Garnett see that had him so impressed? It all comes down to preparation. KG pointed out that Clark's performance against the Phoenix Mercury wasn't just raw talent, it was the result of serious work behind the scenes. In his words, you can tell she was in the film room. That's high praise from a player known for his own intense preparation. But Garnett's insight goes even further. He believes Clark's Olympic break was like a secret weapon. Most rookies don't get a chance to catch their breath and AD just mid-season, but Clark, she turned that break into her own personal training camp. KG called it an off-season adjustment, something rookies usually don't get until their first full off-season, and boy did it show in her game. Clark came back looking like a different player, more confident, more in control. It's like she hit fast forward on her development. Suddenly she wasn't just playing. She was controlling the game. This isn't just about Clark, though. Garnett's observation could change how we think about rookie development in the WNBA. Could teams start building in strategic breaks for their young players? Might we see more structured adjustment periods to help rookies adapt? But here's the real question: how exactly did Clark use this secret weapon to dominate on the court? It's not just about getting stronger or faster. When you think about it, most rookies are just trying to keep up with the speed of the Pro G game. They're reacting, not dictating. However, Clark returned from that break running the show, calling plays, identifying mismatches, and taking advantage of defensive weaknesses. That's veteran stuff, not rookie moves, and it's not just about offense. Perhaps the most amazing thing about Clark's improved defense is how she used her newfound knowledge to help her teammates. She wasn't just looking for her own shot, she was creating opportunities for everyone on the floor, which is the hallmark of a true leader. She was anticipating plays, getting into passing lanes, and causing havoc. It's like she downloaded the entire Phoenix Mercury playbook during her break. Garnett's insight demonstrates that Clark is not only gifted but also intelligent, which is a lethal combination in the WNBA. She doesn't just rely on her innate skills, rather, she's always searching for ways to get better. This is what makes good players different from great ones. It's not just about what you do on game day. It's also about the hours you spend studying your opponents in the film room or the gym when no one else is around. That's what turns potential into production. We're talking about Clark returning smarter, not just better. Everybody in the WNBA is baffled by this next-level basketball IQ. While other athletes were resting during the Olympic break, how did a rookie make such a huge leap in such a short period of time? Clark was living in the movie room and was in full-on beast mode. She wasn't simply going to the gym. Like a seasoned professional, Clark was dissecting game footage, going over every play, move, and defensive strategy she would see. However, the true magic occurred when Clark returned to the court and all of her preparation transformed into pure basketball. Outstanding performance versus the Phoenix Mercury. Clark did more than just play. She was directing traffic, calling plays, and making snap judgments that left the defenders reeling. You know how most rookies are just trying to keep up with the pro game's pace, but Clark was setting the pace and always one step ahead. It's as if she downloaded the entire WNBA playbook during her break and returned prepared to teach everyone. Let's examine what made Clark's performance so exceptional. First, her court vision was incredible. She wasn't just spotting the open player, she was creating openings that weren't there before, threading passes through gaps that most players couldn't even see, much less take advantage of. Then there was her scoring. Clark wasn't just putting up points, she was doing it efficiently, picking her spots, knowing exactly when to take over and when to facilitate. That's veteran stuff, not rookie moves. But here's what really made Clark stand out. Clark took down the Mercury's defense like she had the cheat codes and called out their plays before they even set up. Most rookies don't do that, and most veterans don't either, but Clark made it look easy. You want to know how good Clark's basketball IQ is? Most young players struggle on that end of the court, but Clark was locked in. She was anticipating passes, disrupting plays before they could develop. Observe her off the ball. Most players tend to look away from Clark when they don't have the rock. She's always moving, setting screens, and making room for her teammates. That's the kind of stuff that doesn't show up in the box score but wins games. And let's not forget about her poise under pressure late in the game. When things got tight, Clark didn't falter. Instead, she made big plays, hit clutch shots, and most importantly, made the right decisions. That's instinct, and Clark has it in spades. It's like Clark hit the fast-forward button on her career. She's no longer playing like a rookie. Instead, she's playing like an Aller, an MVP candidate, and that has everyone in the WNBA talking. By increasing the standard for what we expect from young players and demonstrating that rookies can take over from day one with the correct mindset and preparation, Clark is not just revolutionizing her game but the WNBA as a whole. How often do coaches claim that it takes time for athletes to get used to the professional game? Clark is completely dispelling that notion. She has adapted and done so more quickly than anyone could have imagined. However, this is about the WNBA's future, not simply Clark. Teams' approaches to rookie development will shift as a result of Clark's success. We may see more organized breaks, more thorough film analysis, and a focus on young players' basketball IQ.